Haven't done a random rant in a while, so here goes episode 7, and it's sure to bring a host of thumbs down, but it shouldn't, because if you watch the entire video and you can open your mind and see that I'm being objective here, you'll see that I'm not going to bash Taurus. All right, so watch the video until the end. Well, I'm kind of going to bash Taurus. And if you hear a coffee grinder in the background, I'm above a cafe here at work on my break, so just bear with it. First of all, let's say this. There have been some recent offerings by Taurus that have been holding up okay. And I'm not going to say reliable, because reliable to me means over the long term. Reliability isn't 6 months or a year worth of success. Reliability in a handgun generally is going to come from loose tolerances built into that handgun, okay? So let's take, for instance, Glock and Smith & Wesson build, the M&P line and Glocks with a little bit more loose tolerance than, say, HK or an old German-made SIG. I think that goes, without question. It's indisputable. So the Glocks and M&Ps will run just about every kind of ammunition through it, where some of the others at times can be a little bit finicky until you get them broken in. The recent offering from Taurus, the G2C, has been short-term reliable. And I use the word short-term there to describe it because of loose tolerances. But here's what we have to consider. Loose tolerances can cause short-term reliability and potentially long-term problems if the right materials are not used. If you have a gun that I mentioned before, such as a Glock or an M&P, that uses loose tolerances and quality materials, cannon grade steel, stainless steel, etc., the loose tolerances are not going to crush that gun down the road over the long haul. That's why they've been successful for a lot of years. If Taurus happens to be using inferior materials, this short-term reliability will absolutely cause wear to that gun that will show up here in the next 3, 5, 7 years. So I think we need to be fair about this, all right? First of all, Taurus has a horrible track record of inferior handguns, period. It's a proven track record over the years of selling junk. Number 2, their customer service isn't great, all right? So what we need to do is look over the next several years and find out if they are serious about competing with Glock and SIG and Ruger and etc. in the handgun market. People have said their quality is better, their management is turned around, and I hope that's the case. The more offerings on the market, the better, to me. But while we're talking about budget guns in general, let's think about this, all right? If you're going shopping for a handgun, please don't use the word, I am looking for a budget gun, to start with. I would advise you to save $500 and then go shopping for a gun. If you get a good quality, reliable budget gun for $350, great. You have money for ammunition, to upgrade sights, whatever you want to do. But don't go shopping for a budget gun for your primary carry pistol, okay? Would you show up to skydiving class and have the instructor say, you have 2 choices of parachutes? Number 1, this thing has been reliable. For 30 years, this thing has been great. On the other hand, we have a budget parachute, and it has a history of problems, but over the last year, we haven't had any. It's been perfect. Would you really jump out of an airplane with a budget parachute on your back that only has about a year's worth of history proving quote-unquote reliability? I hope not. I hope not. So what I'm saying is this. It seems as though Taurus might be on the right track, but the only thing I can go by is my own personal history with them. And I have a video in the description below to talk about my own history with them. And a track record of failures, catastrophic failures, malfunctions, and bad customer service. But moving forward, keep an open mind, watching YouTube videos, watching social media, to see if they are on the right track and if they really are serious about competing with some of those that have been around 30 years. Pretty painless random rant if you bother to watch the entire 5 minutes there. feel like I was objective. I wanted to give you guys some good information, some thought-provoking stuff to consider if you're going gun shopping, if you own a Taurus. Don't think I'm just bashing them, all right? I can only go by my experience and the track record. But hopefully new data coming out over the next several years gives people another viable option of a reliable, truly reliable handgun over the long term. Thanks for watching, everybody.